Today we will be showing how to build Minmus lander and including the launch vehicle that you have seen here. Yes, this beautiful beast that has taken our Kerbals to Minmus. If you missed that episode, link will be provided in the description below. But we're gonna go and we're gonna be starting with the lander. First will be the lander, which is actually kind of a mini hopper, if you will. Now, I didn't want to go exactly and repeat the lander that I did for the aforementioned craft that we did for Moon, but I wanted to do something different, something new and exciting. That's why it looks exactly the same. Right. Yeah, so we're going to be designing the hopper. The idea behind the hopper is that it should be doing multiple suborbital hops on the surface of Minmus, and it should be, in ideal case, gathering a metric crap ton of science, because we need all of it, and we have now a lot more experiments, and once we land, we are picking up the surface samples that we will be returning from the surface of Minmus. Yes, and once we return it, we're gonna hopefully unlock a load of science, which will help us craft a lot more interesting ships, vehicles, landers, probes, relay satellites, you name it. Right, so as I'm babbling on, I have been busy designing this little lander, the one lander that can, and it will be sort of like Apollo style. The idea is that it's small and it has a lot of delta V that will be just hopping, and it should be packed, and I mean literally packed with science. To alleviate that, I have put in the science bag at the back, and I think I'm gonna center it and put it on top, and then we're gonna be jam-packing a lot of science experiments there, because, well, we can. Simply as that. No other reason, no higher purpose, just we can, which means we will. Right. Okay, so we have put a lot of these standards experiments, and then I'm putting these cameras, which I always find interesting when landed on surface, and the plasma scan. There are a lot of experiments that I don't know and cannot even pronounce, but that doesn't stop me from collecting the sweet science that comes from them, so that's a thing. Yeah, there we go, and there's an additional spot where I might cram something else. Right. Speaking of that, you actually work much better here. Yeah, look at that. That works. Now, we're gonna be putting these two bad boys, and then the RPWS, then the GoreSat. So, as I said, this thing is jam-packed with science. And to be able to provide electricity, we're gonna have solar panels. Now, these are a little bit too big for my taste, but I'm trying to find some that will work. So, solar array 1x5. Oh, those are too huge. Do we have anything smaller, Prytel? Maybe... Hold on, let's see. No, these are too big. No, that won't work. What about these? It doesn't technically need to be even foldable, so yeah. Oh, look at that. That works. Yeah, that works. Alright, it might collide a little bit with the magnetometer, but I think we're gonna make it work. Then we need the antenna, and antenna we need obviously to report back the science. Technically, we don't need it. Oh, look at that. And it's gonna be slamming right high dunk into the ground. Yeah. Okay, so just let's rotate it, and now it sticks out like a sore... Well, I'm not gonna say it. You know. Now, yeah, that actually might look a little bit better, although it's colliding. So, yeah, I think we should just high up this one. Let's see, is it better now? Yep, oh, okay, that works. I prefer the other variant more. Fine. Cool. There we go. That's it. I'm happy with that. Now we need to put in some sort of battery. And yeah, I'm thinking of putting like a big one and also a command pod. Well, you know, how would you call it? Removed the SAS unit. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Now, alright, we have a total of 1,600 delta V in this one, with Minmus being as small as it is, and this one is not for the return trip either. So that means this one should be just for hopping on Minmus, and that's it. Now this one should be packed in the body of the rocket, with the command module being on top, providing transfer and all that jazz. So now I'm trying to figure out how the hell am I gonna go get that one. And ideally I would like a pod that can fit 2 Kerbals, because one will remain in the craft and another one will be going to the surface. So I'm gonna be putting this bad boy right about here. Yeah, but there is a problem, because I do want this to be at the middle of the craft rather than the top. So if I go from this perspective, I'm gonna be pairing the fairing section first, and then I will be building on top of it. Yeah, see, that works. Now it looks like a jug. Yeah, exactly. I mean, technically it wasn't my plan to build it like this, it just kind of turned out, but I think it's cool. And now we have a decoupler, which we want to be putting another engine on top, and I need an engine bell because this looks hideous. I mean, obviously it cannot look like that, so I need an engine plate as well somehow. Right, okay, aesthetics aside, let's see, fuel tanks, let's just first assemble the lander on top. That's gonna be this guy with the lander can, or maybe not the lander can, what's the name, like heat shield. On heat shield that has to be a command pod, and command pod we're gonna go, oh, we can go with the Gemini capsule. Well, that's kinda nice, I like it. The only thing that I'm actually missing from KSP2 is this ability to build separate craft. The fact that the Delta V was totally sucking and not working on it is a different story. However, this thing will work. That's at least one thing you don't need to worry about Kerbal Space Program 1. It will work. Yeah. Now, having said that, we are gonna be building in couple of smaller solar panels, because those need to be powering also the smaller craft. And we mustn't forget, Minmus is far away. Our Kerbals will die because we have to provide them with food, water, and snacks and all the amenities that Kerbals are used to, which means that, and they eat a lot. They're a really hungry bunch. So that, oh, that antenna just looks hideous. Yeah, put it here, son. Good. I actually might stick it even onto the capsule. Yeah, sticks like a sore thumb. Perfect design choice. Okay, let's put in now the engine plate. Let's see, can we put an engine plate? Oh, that doesn't look good. Whoa, oh, that looks better. Now can I put, what's the length of the, it's too long, too long, shorter. Yeah, does this work? Now let's see, if we place an engine beside, okay, that needs to be way shorter. Now let's see, what do? We place the engine plate, then we place it here. We need a 2.5 meter, there we go. Then we stick the engine inside, good. And then maybe we should reduce this. Well, this looks okay. I don't hate it. Now we should be building the basically transfer stage. The stage getting this bad boy all the way to Minmus. Yeah. Now, and I'm planning to have one giant booster, but then I thought, hold on, this is not gonna be a standard Apollo style, because we don't have docking ports at top, and I don't want to repeat the same old mission that I did. So I'm gonna do a couple of tweaks. Here, I'm gonna introduce a new transfer stage. So let's see, a shorter jug with a nice vacuum optimized engine, which would be, let me just see, okay, SAS first, yes, there we go. And then, yeah, this works. All right. Now, okay, not 4 of them, obviously. 1 of them, that would be enough. Thrust to weight is a little bit on the lower side, but if I add a couple of boosters next to it, it should be fine. And since I'm a big fan of the big, fat, juicy, you know, boosters, I'm gonna be putting 2 boosters on the side. So, there we go. Let's see, what do we have? 2.5 meter tanks, followed by the aerodynamic nose cones. We're gonna be putting that one as well, and yeah, I think it looks fine. Then we're gonna be putting the fuel transfer tubes, because as they expand fuel, they will also be filling up the top stage. It's a very efficient trick, you know, And real rocketry doesn't use it because in-flight fuel transfer doesn't really feel that good with the hoses bumping, but this is a game, so I don't care. Ultimately, I think we are on track of launching this bad boy. And of course, once we've built this, we have to do a test launch because, well, you know, the missions are getting more complex and I cannot afford to fail them constantly, so we can do this a little bit of a test run, and if there are any fails, well, they might show up. We'll see. Now, without my morning coffee out of the way, let's see what do we have here. We do have illumination and we want to have some sort of a launch pad. Now I'm thinking of a Falcon Heavy kinda because it is a little bit broader on the side, but I think I need bigger, so Falcon 9. Yeah, there we go, Falcon Heavy. Okay, that looks decent. Now I need a launch clamp, so where we go, come on. Work with me over here, not the tower. I would really like a launch rail ultimately. But if it doesn't go, it doesn't go. I mean, we're gonna just have to run with it. What do we have? A regular science tower? Maybe that would work. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, pipes go up. That's good. And then we could have a crew tower at the top. Mast, yes. Now let's see. What do we have for the crew component or an elevator? Do we have anything? No, we don't care. Launch clamps, yes, please. Okay. We're gonna just need to find the ones that don't look like, you know, pipsqueakers. Okay, those could work. Yeah, those could work. Fine. Yeah, I'm probably building an abomination between multiple launch vehicles, but it is what it is. Now, right, so we're gonna be putting a couple of fuel lines, which we need to extend deep into the rocket, you know, just gently insert them inside, so they work pretty nicely, so thank you. Yeah, the rocket seems to be happy, so we have probably plugged in the right place. Alright, cool, those two are for the boosters, and that seems to me like a pretty decent setup, to be perfectly honest with you. Okay, let's just check our staging if we forgot anything, and let's start the simulation. Hold on, actually I forgot one more thing. I want to add this to the build list, and then I do want to add a little bit of things, which are, to be honest, automations first to extend everything that we need, and also we need to add some sort of a life support. Yes, because ultimately, as I said, I never integrated any life support, and this is, I think, a 14-day mission, so I clearly don't expect my Kerbals to starve. Yeah, so in the launch vehicle I will be adding some sort of crates with the food and snacks and water and toilet. Yes, all the amenities that are wonderful to have. Now, yeah, as I realized that, then I went, oh, hold on, we should probably find something from the tech life support because it's kind of important. Now, yeah, I didn't launch that vehicle first, but immediately on the launch I realized, okay, my crew is gonna survive for 10 hours. Nice. Good to know that they're that hungry. Yeah, so I decided to add just some sort of, you know, tech fuel, or not tech fuel, tech tanks for the life support. So I'm just cramming them willy-nilly. There is no design choice whatsoever. I'm just checking the life support build aid and making sure that everything is kosher, put in properly, and that's it. Right. So with that having out of the way, I think that launcher looks pretty good. So we're gonna be launching it, and if you haven't seen, the video will be linked here.